What's up, Red Raider Nation? Welcome to episode 35 of the Lone Raider podcast. Thank you very much for tuning in. I'm your host, Jonah Young, the J Train himself. And with me, as always, is my good friend, Nathan. What's your favorite superhero? Zunigo, what's up, buddy?
3 5 3 5 3 5 35 35 35. Favorite superhero. That's a good one, man. Growing up, I really did enjoy the X-Men movies. Wolverine was pretty cool. I did like him a lot. And obviously the Spider-Man movies. So that was cool. Uh, Favorite superhero? I mean, that could be those two, man. If I'm being honest with you, pretty generic, I will say, but I mean, yeah,
Yeah,
maybe
no, those
Wolverine.
solid choices, man. I really
Yeah,
like
I'd say
those, yeah.
it'd be Wolverine or Spider-Man, just because I grew up with those movies. You know what I mean? Toby and Hugh Jackman. It's pretty solid. It's kind of right when comic book movies got, I guess,
Yeah,
bearable to watch. You know what I mean? I mean, I guess there
yeah,
was
it
the
was,
original like Batman and Superman movies, right? That were kind
yeah.
of decent for their time, but that was just like two, like two characters. You know what I mean? Everyone else kind of
You,
was ass.
yeah, I mean, it's just too um I guess charismatic. That's what those movies were like back in the 90s. And
Yeah, I
don't get
guess
me wrong,
that's
I
a
love
that's a
Batman. I love like,
it was the lead
um
role with the charming
yeah.
man. Had to. I get you. Yeah,
Yeah, those are solid choices, by the way. Tobey Maguire Spider-Man really helps save superhero movies, and I absolutely love that. Those are solid choices. Of course, I love me some Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, dude. Just absolute stud. Logan was
it's
sad as
iconic, man, for
hell.
me, man.
But I'd say probably mine though, since we're on that subject. Mine's probably the Flash, Barry Allen Flash. I am more of
Barry
a
Allen.
DC guy than I am a Marvel guy. Not to say
Mhm.
I don't like Marvel or haven't seen any of the Marvel movies. Trust me, I've seen every Marvel movie and I read the comics and everything like that. I keep up with. We're comic book nerds, by the way. In case y'all don't know, that's what we
I
do.
mean,
We love comic books, we love Star Wars, we love anime, we love all that. That's
oh
what.
my
But we
bad.
also love sports too, and that's what we do this podcast for. And but yeah, I'd say probably Barry Allen Flash is my favorite superhero. But yeah, that's a topic for a different podcast. Which, for those who don't know, we did have a different podcast a couple years before this one. We discontinued it because we just wanted to talk Texas Tech. That's pretty much it. And so, but
I
yeah,
feel like I
we
could rant more about Texas Tech and get my
yeah,
frustrations out. What's funny, the irony is that we're actually doing okay in sports overall. Like it hasn't been the worst. I mean, I know we had our
yeah,
whole
yeah.
basketball season, you know what I mean? But like there's still been good moments to cheer for. So,
Absolutely,
but
especially
I
in
mean,
baseball, which we're about to talk about
yeah.
here in just a little bit. But yeah, there was
So
just it was too much positivity in that
So I
genre,
can't
and
really
there's just like
rant too much, you know what I mean? I need a little bit of some sauce, a little negativity in my life
yeah,
for
just a
me
little
to,
negativity in your
rant
life,
about.
Even though we're all
Had
about
we
the
started this during the Matt Wells era, like that whole
oh,
shit,
don't even
man?
yeah, yeah. Oh, this
Or maybe the end of Kingsbury's era? Oh, god damn. I mean, maybe we could do a retrospective
we could have been like Alex
pod.
Jones ranting on here. Okay,
Maybe,
that's what we
maybe
could
we
have
could
been.
do, yeah, I guess, with those two. Oh gosh. Maybe we could have a recap of a legacy of those head coaches during the summer, I guess, when it's slower, news
We,
cycles.
we
But
we could. I don't want to live in the past though. Let's
I
just
mean,
keep it there.
it's
Let's
nice.
keep all that
It's nice
there.
to see, though. It is nice to see because I mean, there are always a lot of what ifs in like college, right? I mean, just think about it. Patrick Mahomes had a not even not even just an average defense, just like a
Oh,
mediocre
the worst
defense.
one. The worst one. We all know. Yeah, we were
I mean,
there.
you know what I
There
mean?
was
Just
11
imagine.
guys
Just
out there
imagine.
because there had to be,
Yeah.
like for the sport to go on. But there really wasn't 11 guys out there. But
There's stuff like that, but I mean, in Texas history, where I look at, I'm like, damn, imagine if we had that defense with that offense, be
no,
something
trust me, man.
beautiful.
Trust me. I lose sleep over that. That's what happens, dude. Plus countless hours
And
thinking
that's the
about it.
sauce that gets me going. You know what I mean? It gets my rants.
Get your blood
No, but it
flowing,
gets
get
me
your
going.
face a little
So
red. Yeah.
yeah.
I hear you. I hear you.
So
But
yeah, but it's too much good vibes. We're winning too much now. No, I'm joking. I'm never gonna say that. Please keep the Dubs coming.
absolutely, absolutely.
Basketball, please, man. Jalen Tyson, come back. I know I'm getting ahead of myself. Keep it
Yeah,
rolling.
we're gonna talk
Keep it
about that.
rolling,
We're gonna
Jalen.
talk about that.
Uh,
Um, on this on this week's episode, Of course, you guys all know we bring the high quality conversations coming your way, including, but not limited to, Texas Tech baseball going on an absolute tear so far. Got some transfer portal news, some spring football talk, all of that coming up in just a few. Before we get into all that, though, I want to go ahead and remind y'all to go follow our social media accounts. That is at Lone Raider Pod on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can stream us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Pod, Amazon Music, or and I know we only like to post the ones that the episodes where Nesto or all three of us are here. But Nesto's just taking his sweet time, man.
He's still held up at the
Um,
Canadian border, man. He's still
uh,
stuck out there, bro.
Actually, no. He did come back. He did come
Oh,
back.
dude, we
He is
get an update.
currently out selling crystal in New Mexico for the Salamanca family. If you
Oh,
don't know that
wow.
reference, we can't be friends. Those listening. But
Just tell me how the
this
chicken
episode will
is.
be up on YouTube. Okay.
Just tell me how the chicken is out there. What was it, Boils? Is it Boils
Buenos hermanos.
Norteños?
Buenos
Oh,
hermanos.
Hermanos. That's what it
Yes.
was. I couldn't remember.
But either way, we appreciate y'all for supporting your local small time Texas Tech sports podcast that's brought to you by the fans that give a damn and who are officially powered by the South Plainsmen. Be sure to check them out. That is at South Plainsmen on both Twitter and Instagram. With that said, let's go ahead and get right on into some transfer portal updates. So, of course, we haven't been we didn't do an episode last week. We all just had too much going on. We finally got one going kind of late in the week this week on a Thursday, which I do want to say one thing: Happy 420 to those who celebrate. That's the day we're recording this. But yeah, getting some transfer portal updates. You know, Robert Jennings decided to officially coming back to Lubbock. That's awesome. He's
Woo.
going to give Grant McCasland a try. Going to see if he can help develop his game to the next level, which I'm super thrilled to have him back, man. You definitely see the potential that Robert Jennings showed throughout this season, and I really hope he takes that next step during his sophomore tenure, and he just
Mhm.
excels. I'm super thrilled to have him back, and yeah, we don't. On the flip side of that, though, we did lose Jalen Tyson to the portal, which was
I'm gonna say we
super.
lost him, Jalen. Don't say it like
Yes,
that,
we
man.
gained
Hold
one,
on.
but
Let's
we
be a little
lost.
let's be a little optimistic about
Yeah,
that
we,
one. You know
we
what I
we got
mean?
one back, but then we
Yeah.
did lose Jalen Tyson, which I gotta say, man, that is the most surprising portal entry I think I've seen, because I was certain, like if you said anybody was gonna come back to Texas Tech and play
Mhm.
for Coach McCaslin, I would have said like, oh, Jalen Tyson's coming back. I don't think he's going anywhere. And he has opted to return, though. He still could possibly return, probably, pulling a Robert Jennings and seeing what other options are out there, kind of
Yeah.
weighing his options, doing what he feels is best. But damn, this one kind of hurts a little, man. I thought he was just locked in, man. This one kind of hurt because
Hey, man. He's
I
just.
love seeing Jalen Tyson with the ball, dude. He was one of the best ball handlers that we had. He really came on strong later on in the season, and of course, we know what he can do
Mhm.
on the court, man. It just sucks when there's a guy of that caliber, but I really
We
do hope he
haven't
decides to return
lost
to Texas
him.
Tech.
We
I really do,
haven't
but
lost him.
and if he does transfer, please just transfer outside the Big 12. What are we doing, man? I'm tired of guys transferring within conference, dude. You
Hey,
know?
man. If he goes to Oklahoma or Oklahoma State, would that make you feel better since we don't play him? Or that's just football?
No, that's just football. We'll still
That's
play
just
him in
football
basketball.
shit. Yeah, we're gonna
Like
still
we're
play him
still
in
playing him in
basketball.
basketball, dude. What are you talking about, brother? Yeah, I'd be
That's a good point.
a little
Stop being a
upset.
baby. He's not leaving. I don't think he's leaving. Truly. I mean, I'm pretty sure he's gonna weigh out his options and hear what's available. But
Yeah,
I just
yeah.
don't see. I don't see bigger programs calling for him. At least not within the vicinity of a location. I mean, unless he's willing to go, I guess, out to the Midwest where some of the better programs are, or over there to the the East Coast, the Southeast, around there. Big East, around that area of schools. I mean. I can't
Oh,
really see him leaving. I mean, he'd go to the SEC, right? Maybe. Like, there's not really other
I would
programs that are bigger than Tech.
it wouldn't surprise me, I don't think, to see him maybe go to Ole Miss,
Ole Miss.
reunite Coach Beard out there.
That'd be
Um,
wild, bro.
yeah.
No way. That'd be such a wild thing to happen. But I mean, like, at least it'd be out of conference. So I mean, I guess what I'm trying to get at is that I don't think some of these bigger programs are looking at Jalen Tyson as like talent that they really need to tap
Oh
into. I
no,
think they'd rather go
Tyson
to.
is a talent in of his own.
Okay,
Yeah.
hear me out, hear me out. I feel like those coaches at
I feel like
like
you're not
a
giving
at
him
a,
his
at
due
a
respect.
no, no, no. Hear me out. Look, so if I'm Jalen Tyson, right? If you're comparing Texas Tech to an Oklahoma State University, right, and OSU, which is also a good basketball program, they're about the same to me, right? So might as well stay here. But if you compare Tech to Duke, I can't blame them. You know, like
Yeah,
if
like if he
Duke is
gets, I
calling him,
mean,
but I
I
don't
think I was
think Duke
listening
is
to
calling him. No,
I'm
that's what
sorry,
I'm
go ahead.
trying to get at. I don't think Duke is calling him. That's what I'm trying to get at. Like, I don't think he would leave for a premier like blue chip program. That's the only way I see Jalen Tyson leaving Texas Tech. If he goes to like a Kansas State offers him a starting role, which could very well happen, or
Oh,
or
that'd be
not a Kansas State,
devastating.
a Kansas. I mean, not a Kansas
Oh,
State. I
that'd
mean,
be
Kansas State did
devastating,
well,
dude.
but I mean, unless it's like a Kansas or maybe I mean Bama was good this year, so maybe they could throw in their hat or like a Duke or hell, you could even throw in like a Gonzaga or UConn just for the hell of it. I just don't see them leaving us for similar tier schools like Tech.
Yeah, yeah, I
Yeah, I
understand
mean,
that, and
so unless it's a blue chip program that's calling him, which I don't think there are, because I think most of those head coaches just like to recruit their guys like out of high school because it's I think it's easier that way
yeah, I mean, and they
than the
still
transfer
utilize the
portal.
portal though. I mean, they obviously still utilize portal. They don't, just grow all their own guys. Like they're still
Yeah,
utilizing
I
the portal
mean,
like everybody else.
for sure, but I mean, I just when's the last time a Tech player went to Duke? You know what I mean? Like transferred out to Duke. I can't
Transfer to
remember.
Duke, I
Yeah,
don't
you
know,
know what
man.
I
I
mean?
mean, for football, we got one of theirs to come to Texas Tech, and
Yeah, that's
Muddy
different. That's a
Waters,
different sport. Different sport,
different
Joe.
sport, yes, yes.
Different
And Duke is
sport. But
not
I
really
mean,
good in
like,
football, but yeah,
I
I
just
get
don't.
you.
I don't see him going. I don't see him going. I know I'm sad. I for sure will say it was surprising to see him like put his name in and I guess like test the waters. But I mean,
Yeah.
I think this is just gonna be a just the norm in college basketball. I think
Yeah, I
every
mean, and yeah, this
year.
this is the norm. You recruit guys for a year, here, and that's really it. But there was a lot of lot of just backlash on Twitter, like people just freaking out on Twitter, man. Just calling for Grant McCaslin's job within the first 3 weeks of him officially having the job.
That's crazy.
His
We are
inability
fickle
to
right
because
now,
at the
man.
time, this is in that frame of reference.
Mhm.
He hadn't recruited anybody to Texas Tech unless you want to count Robert Jennings back to Texas Tech. And he had, seen guys into the portal, Elijah Fisher's in the portal, Bachos in the portal. Davon Harmon opted to go pro. So you're losing all these guys.
Mhm.
And I understand the frustration there. But I think it's still way, way too early. Man hasn't coached a game yet, for you to call this man's job, like just freaking out about this here in late April right now.
I
It's
mean,
way too
what
premature.
it is premature, and my man just had a commit from I think some kid from the
Oh,
I think
some kid committed. Yeah, yeah. I wonder
some
who that kid
kid.
is.
I forgot, man.
Amazing. Blue chip,
I
dude.
I literally just read
Blue
his
chip
name,
reporting
bro.
right here
I'm
by
not even
Nathan
gonna lie.
Zimmerman.
Blue chip reported. Woo! No, but he literally just I can't remember his name. I have to go back and look. I think it was the area where he coached in the UNT area. Just had a
Oh
someone.
yes. I know Tyler Perry. He is that his name? Tyler Perry?
I think it's Tyler Perry actually.
Yes. Okay. I
So
want
I
to make
mean,
sure.
we've had one guy commit since Graham McCaslin's here. Give us, I mean, he's bringing in
Yes, yes,
talent.
and
You
we're
see?
gonna get to his name, and we actually had some breaking news while I was recording this podcast. I just happened to open Twitter during this time. Thankfully, I did. But we're gonna get to him in just a second. Because Texas Tech did land commit earlier this week in Nevada transfer Darren Williams. Darren Williams, go over his stats real quick. He had 33 games played, averaged about 30 minutes on the court, which is really good. It's really solid playing time for
Mm,
a true freshman like him. Had a average 7.6 points on the court, 7.3 rebounds, 2.7 assists, and shot 41% from the field. Good size, 6'6", 210-pound forward. I believe he was the Mountain West Freshman of the Year. He was named Mountain
mm.
West Freshman of the Year. just yeah,
So
good
look,
dude.
that's two fresh names right there that's coming to basketball to come hoop at Texas Tech. And I mean, if he's going with the philosophy of defense, which I'm sure he is, like I mean
Yeah,
that's going to keep you in any game that you play in basketball if you're playing solid defense. So I mean, let's give him a chance before we're calling for
yeah,
his name. Just because one player in Jalen Tyson, granted a very good player, his potential and ceiling is very high. One of my favorite players to see get developed over the season. Get the progression was nice to see him go from a kind of a shaky ball handler to not so good of a mid range to finally seeing it get developed towards the end of the season was nice to see. So I mean, I get the outcry, I get it, but
yeah,
like let's pump the brakes,
yeah. Let's go ahead and pump, yeah, pump the brakes.
pump the
Um,
brakes. You know what I
but
mean? Because I mean, it's a guarantee if he says, "Hey, I'm gonna come back and play for Tech," that he's the guy, right?
yeah,
He,
and I hope he does.
him,
I hope that's
him,
his
Pop
inevitable decision.
Isaacs. You know what I mean? Him, Pop Isaacs, and probably Robert Jennings are gonna be I think a solid core to. I
Yeah,
honestly see it.
and Pop Isaacs, officially
Mhm.
announced that he's returning to Texas Tech.
So
He's not going nowhere, which is awesome to have. So with him, Robert Jennings on the floor, I believe that why am I drawing why am I drawing a blank? Oh,
I don't know why you're drawing.
Lamar
Lamar
Washington,
Washington.
who it was reported that he was entering the transfer portal. He came out and said that I have not entered my name in the portal. So as far as we know right now, he is still a Red Raider. Uh,
We so
Obviously that could change because I don't think that report would have come out if he wasn't at least thinking about entering the portal as well and going somewhere else.
mhm.
So we'll see how it
Where
all
there's
shakes
smoke,
out. I think he has until
there's
was it
fire.
May 15th to enter his name in the portal.
Hmm.
So yeah, he's got a little bit of time. So we'll see what decision he makes. But getting back to Tyler Perry, Texas Tech is in his final four for schools that he wants to attend. So I believe he's going to make a visit to all the schools that he listed. I don't have the list in front of me, but I know Texas Tech is on there, and he's gonna make a decision May 2nd. So hopefully picks up a Texas Tech hat. I would love to see him on the court for Texas Tech.
Would be cool. Would be cool.
But
So.
getting to some
Mhm.
breaking news though, the report by Austin Massey. Grand Canyon transfer Chance McMillan has committed to Texas Tech. That happened
Grand
that broke about
Canyon.
19 minutes ago. Chance
Ah.
McMillan, Grand Canyon transfer. I got his stats pulled up right here. He is a sophomore, but a junior this next year. Got 2 years of eligibility left. He averaged 10.9 points last season, 3.1 rebounds, 2.1 assists, and shot 48% from the field. Dang, that's pretty
Mm.
solid right there, man. So yeah, you got 240+ percentage field goal shooters on your team. That you've recruited thus far, and I think that's a solid. That's a solid solid snag right there, man.
Yeah, for sure, man. So I mean, we gotta see how this recruiting process plays
Yeah.
out for Graham McCaslin, and yeah, I mean, like you said, Davion Harmon's out. Love Kev, he's out too. So I mean, that's minutes on the floor and points on the floor that's gonna be gone, especially in 3-point points, because Kev was one of our better 3-point shooters this past season. So
Oh,
we're
until he
hoping to
disappeared, until he
till he
just blatantly
disappears.
disappeared off
It
at the end of
it
that
sucks,
season,
man, when it
which is no
happens.
disrespect to him. I mean, he's a stud, dude. And
Hey
I
man,
hate that
shooters
he went out
shooters
this
shoot,
way, dude.
shooters shoot, and you love a shooter and you hate a shooter.
Yeah, yeah,
You get both of them. You get both versions sometimes, and that's just the game of basketball, man. You live and die by the three, and that was part of Kev's game was that 3-point shot. You know what I mean? So I mean, there's points and minutes left on the court, and it's there to be taken. I'm sure Robert Jennings is aware of that. I'm sure Lamar Washington's aware of that. I'm sure Jalen Tyson is aware of that. If he leaves, then that's just another spot of minutes and playing time and points. That's just getting left on the board for someone to improve their game and step up to the plate, which I think we still have talent on this basketball roster to do. So yeah, let's give it a time. We're still a good program. We have the facilities to recruit, so I don't think we should be too concerned. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, and that was really the only concern I had about Grant McCassin, like is his ability to recruit blue chip players. Obviously, I understand with being a North Texas and a mid major like they are, it's a bit difficult to recruit, these very talented players there. I'm very certain he was able to. I know that he was an integral part of the recruiting process at Baylor when he was underneath Scott Drew. Did a really good job getting a lot of really talented players there. But can he do it as a head coach? It's a little bit different. That was really my only kind of concern. But thus far, I mean, he's gotten 2 solid commits out of the portal. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, he's already failing at his job. Like, bro, the man hasn't even coached a game yet. He doesn't even have a full roster of dudes. Like, let's give him some time to cook. Um, but I do understand the frustration. I want to make that clear. I also understand the frustration. So I'm kind of coming from both sides in that regard. Anything else you want to touch up on there as far as
nah,
basketball
as far as
concerns?
basketball, nah, it's all
Yeah.
good. It's
Oh,
we
there
still
was
got
one thing I did
time.
want to ask you though. So as far as like this year goes, I can kind of see this year being one of two ways. I don't think that this basketball season, the 2023-2024 season, is going to be an immediate turnaround. Now we've seen that happen before in the Big
Oh, you're
12,
bugging.
especially at Iowa State and at Kansas State. When Iowa State hired TJ Altenberger, they went from being the worst team in the conference to being a upper echelon team. I don't exactly know where they finished in their first season under Otts, but I know it was immediate turnaround, and yeah, they made the tournament the next year, so they did really well under Otts, and like they're going to continue to do well under Otts in my opinion. And we saw with Kansas State and Jerome Tang. Now, those you just immediate turnarounds. Kansas State was a horrendous team, horrible team a year ago, and under Jerome Tang, they had immediate success. They were 3 seed in the tournament, just played absolutely outstanding. And so I really hope that that trend can continue for Texas Tech. I hope Texas Tech is the next team to
Hmm.
follow that pattern, but I don't know, man. I don't know. I really don't see Texas Tech just having a complete 180 this next season.
Hmm.
I can really see us. I think we'll finish higher than we did in conference play this next year. But as far as being a top seed in the tournament, being a top 5 seed in the tournament, I don't see that. I think if we do make the tournament, it's probably as an 8 or 9 seed, right in the middle there. But
Hmm.
I still think that's a solid year one right there. It's like you're gonna lay the foundation because remember Chris Beard was not good in his first year at Texas Tech. They went 18-14, missed the tournament, didn't even get an invite to the NIT, and so the next year we saw he laid that foundation, he established a culture, really said like, hey, this is what we're gonna be. We're gonna recruit guys to that, and the next season went to the Elite Eight. It was like that. It was kind of that sort of a turnaround. So, you know, I'm not going to expect fireworks this upcoming season. So my expectations are going to be, very very minimal to say the least.
Hmm.
Do you agree with that? Would you or what are your expectations?
Honestly, for this basketball season, my expectations, I wouldn't say are like through the roof, but I do expect us to win.
Yeah.
And I do expect us to get an invite to the big dance. I feel like anything less than an invite to the big dance is a failure in this first season. And the only reason I say that is because the whole idea of why we're bringing this guy in, right? The reason why we didn't go and get someone that has a little more I don't know, veteran experience or I mean, I understand that we called people and some people refused us for sure, but I mean, uh, Grant McCaslin didn't have to be the only option. I think part of it played into the fact that his record is that he's won everywhere he's gone, right? So he's supposed to bring that same, style to our program. That's what we're hoping for because we're kind of betting on this guy's potential, kind of what we did with Chris Beard coming out of Little Rock. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, we saw how that panned
um,
out.
yeah, we saw how that panned out. So it went well. So I think he's bringing a similar philosophy that Chris Beard had, that we know is a winning philosophy that has been that has gotten us to where our standard is now, which is an invite to the tourney and a deep run. And I think anything less than a ticket to that is a failure. I really do. In his first season because he's really given all the resources that he has. He has talented basketball players that already are offensively equipped, right? It's all about, setting them up to play defense because, I mean, that's how they recruited last year. That's how Mark Adams recruited last year. He didn't go defensive heavy. So, and it's easier I think, to recruit for defensive heavy players as opposed to offensive ones because the offense, you create your own game. If you don't have an offense that you're capable of your own style, it's really hard to contribute, I would say. So you gotta have to be stellar on defense. I mean, Patrick Beverly has made a career out of it. So Draymond Green has tried to make a career out of playing defense. I mean, and he's still with the Warriors. So yeah, it's definitely a recipe to keep players, engaged. And yeah, I think anything less than that is a failure, to be honest with you. So
I hear that.
kind
Yeah.
of what I think,
I
man.
I understand. I really do.
Especially too, because if we bring back that core of young players that we had this past season, with how they finished, with that experience now, I feel like they have a pretty good hot start to the beginning of the season.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't doubt that, especially with what our strength of schedule is probably going to be. We're not going to play anybody good. I've given up on the fact that Texas Tech, uh, they could schedule tough opponents. I mean, that's really what did us in. If we had won those last, if we went on like a little run like we thought we were, where we won like 4 of our last 5, I think we probably could have gotten in the tournament, and then we would have to have had at least 1 or 2 in Kansas City, but that still would have gotten us like maybe like on the cusp, maybe have to do a play-in game um for Texas. I don't know, but what I do know is that when you mentioned like Mark Adams, the way he recruited, Mark Adams recruited offensive players to play and teach them defense. That's essentially what he did, which proved to work in his first year, teaching offensive players to play defense. We saw stars and Bryson Williams and Donis Arms and everybody like that.
Mhm.
But that and it showed. And so it looks like Graham Castle's bringing a similar style. We've seen a style at UNT. We know what style he's going to bring, and so we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm excited about it, but I'm keeping my expectations minimal.
It's big dance or bust for me, man. At the very least, we should get a ticket to it. I think. I think a super successful season would be a Sweet 16. If we made that as an
And that's
appearance,
a super successful season for any year at Texas Tech. To be
I mean,
fair,
I think that's going to be our standard now. If we want to
to be
be
fair.
considered if we want to be considered a basketball program, I feel like that has to be the goal every year, man. At the very
Yeah, like
least.
if we want to be a perennial powerhouse in there's a establish a national presence the way we did in baseball, which we've talked a lot about basketball. We haven't gotten into baseball. I got a lot of baseball content to recap, by the way. But if we want to establish like a national presence for ourselves the way we did in baseball, you're gonna have to make consistent tournament appearances. I'd say like at least like 5 in a row, which we could have done this
Mhm.
past year, but we didn't. you know but we'll have to wait and see. I'm all for it, man. Like
Wait
I
and
like
see.
let's give this man a chance. Let's pump the hate brakes for a little bit, and come November, we'll see. I'm excited though. I'm excited though. I'm always excited about Tech basketball. Excited about Tech baseball, which we got a little bit of a recapping to do here, my friend. You said to me earlier before the show started you haven't really been able to watch a whole lot of Texas Tech baseball, which is fine because you got me as a friend, and I'll go ahead and recap
Please enlighten
you.
me, update me, tell me how the boys have been.
So the boys are doing pretty well. I believe the last time we left off was after the TCU series, and
I
so
saw that they
since
split the
then,
series with Stanford, right? If I'm not
yes. Before
mistaken.
that,
So
though,
that
but
was
before
sick.
that, they played North Dakota State in Lubbock. So I don't know what it was, but apparently I think it might have been the time changes. There's so many like delays in travel for North Dakota State. The
Hmm.
the game that the first game they played on Friday was supposed to be played, I think, at like 4, got pushed back 3 hours to 7. And Texas Tech lost to North Dakota State 8-1 and to open up the series. I don't know how that happened.
Sweep.
I was thoroughly disappointed. I it really like appalled me for a little bit. I'm like, how did you like? They had so many delays, so many like changes and challenges just to get to Lubbock, and they look like the ones who are ready to play, not you. Like, and you didn't have to go anywhere. I don't know. Like, that really kind of bothered me a little bit there. But the good thing is the next day they played a doubleheader and they won both games. Won the second game 8-5 and the third game 8-3. I'm not going to go over any stats real quick. I'm going to go over the stats for the Oklahoma game, but not really for anybody else. So yeah, you took the series against North Dakota State. You should have won all three, but you didn't. I'll take the two out of three anyway. Then you go out to Stanford out there in Palo Alto on the Sunken Diamond. And first game you drop 4-6. You decided to do all your scoring in one inning and then not score the rest of the game. Bold strategy that did not pay off. So
Damn
Texas
it.
Tech, let's go ahead and not do that
Hate to see it.
anymore.
One run. Sucks to see.
4-6. You lost that game.
Which inning was it that we
I think
scored?
it was the second inning that we scored all four of our runs.
Damn, so we really just like,
Yeah,
cut
we
our
said like,
audience.
2 innings is good. We got it from here.
We really just blue balled the audience of baseball fans and said, "Oh, you think we're gonna score a lot today, fellas?" Psych.
4 runs, that's an adequate amount. You can win with 4 runs. It's better to win
Absolutely.
with
I
like
mean,
11, but like they did the next day, winning at Stanford, 8th ranked Stanford, by the way. We took the next game 11-2. That was awesome. Awesome to see, man. Bats were hot. You know, they were just fielding exponentially well. And I think Stanford's pitching was just non-existent in the next day. I don't know if it's like the bats were hot or Stanford's pitching was just not there. Maybe the midweek guys just not that great. But I'm glad we got the win. I'm glad we really split the series with Stanford. Wasn't really able to watch a ton of these. I watched the highlights of them, but I couldn't watch it because it was on the Pac-12 network, which is dumb.
boo.
But yeah, boo. But yeah, you go on the road, you prove that you can win on the road. That was their first true road victory of the season, by the way.
And against a ranked opponent, no less.
Yeah,
Of course,
8th ranked opponent. Yep. First true road win of the season, man. Awesome to see. Awesome to see. And then they would stay on the road. So they had a 5-game away stand. So they then go from Palo Alto to Norman, Oklahoma. Big change of scenery there. And they proceed to go into Oklahoma and take the series. They won the first 2 games, won 2 out of 3, lose the last one. The first game, Texas Tech would beat OU 13-7 in the 10th inning. That was partially due to this man.
Wow.
I'm just gonna say his name, Gavin Cash Money, dude.
Cash Money.
That might be the title of the episode, just Cash Money. Yeah, a little cha-ching sound effect right there.
We're gonna need that for that, man. Okay.
But yes, this man. So let's go over his line at bats. He had 4 at bats, 3 hits, 2 runs scored, 6 RBIs, 1 walk, had 2 homers, one in the second inning, and then he hit a grand slam in the 10th inning to really just blow the doors open.
I did see that highlight.
Yes, that was
cool.
just outstanding. Followed by Nolan Hester in this game at 5 at bats, 3 hits, 3 runs, scored 1 RBI, walked 1 time, and then Gage Barrelson, some call him, 6 at bats, 4 hits, 3 runs scored, 3 RBIs. Man, just solid performances all around. Those are really just the big hitters in that game. On the mound, though, was a different story. Mason Molina, who typically gets the start on Saturdays. Sorry, he got to start on the Friday today and did not have a very good line. Had 2 2/3 innings pitched, gave up 4 hits, 4 earned runs, 5 walks, which is just very uncharacteristic of him. He doesn't walk a lot of batters. He really doesn't. And only 2 strikeouts. It was not just not a pretty day for him on the mound. It was followed by Ethan Coombs, who basically pitched only a third of an inning just to get that last out for Texas Tech there, and I think it was the third. Then you've followed him in relief was Brendan Gurton. Now Brendan Gurton typically gets the start on Fridays. I don't know if maybe Tadlock's trying to get that
different rotations, I guess.
Well, I think he might be searching for that Douchetter combo that we had back in 2018 with Dylan Douchet getting the start for he pitched about 3 innings or so, and then Shedder would come in and pitch like the next 5 or so. That do Shedder combo, and like they were just so lethal in that season. And maybe he's trying to look for that again. I don't know, because I mean it worked like a charm the first time. Why not pursue the next time?
Yeah,
But
why
yeah,
not?
Brendan Gurton came in, pitched, had a really good day on the mound. 4 innings pitched, 3 hits, 1 earned run, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts. Not bad at all for Mr. Gurton. And then Brendan Beckel, the Beckel man, love this dude, man.
Feckle.
He got the win tonight. He is 5-0 on the season, man. He had 2 innings pitched, 3 hits, 1 earned run, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts. Man, this dude was just on point today.
Ooh.
And then Kyle Robinson finished it off with 1 inning pitched, 1 hit, and 1 earned run there at the very end. Really just a solid day hitting, and in relief as well. So relief pitching as well. So really really good outing. Tech gets the win. Go in the next day, and they just keep at it, man. Texas Tech gets the victory in game 2 over OU to take the series 9-5. This game will forever be known as the Ryan Free game. I think if you watch this game, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But before we get to him, though, let's go over the batting once again. Gavin Cash Money, cha-ching, had 4 at bats, 2 hits, 2 runs scored, 3 RBIs, walked 1 time, homer to right field in the 4th inning. Following him, I got Kevin Bazell with 5 at bats, 4 hits, 3 runs scored, and 2 RBIs. And then Gage Barrelson once again, 5 at bats, 1 hit, 1 run scored. On the mound today, you had Trendon Parrish, and Trendon Parrish, he typically gets the start on Sundays. Now they kind of switched him and Tabor Fast out, and it worked like a charm last weekend. And so you figured, hey, why not try it again? Try it again this weekend as well.
Mhm.
And so, but you put Trendon Parrish in on Saturday today. Not a bad, not terribly bad, but not terribly great outing either. Very similar to Mace Molina. He just had a few more innings pitched. 4 innings pitched, 5 hits, 4 earned runs, 4 walks, 2 strikeouts. Not a great day on the mound. Like I said, similar to Molina's, but Ryan Free, when he came in relief, man, he had 5 innings pitched, 5 total innings pitched. And look at this
Mm.
line, just zeros across the board. 0 hits, 0 earned runs, 0 walks, 9 strikeouts, man. Just
Damn,
mowing them down, dude.
that's hard to
Just
do,
like
man.
sit down, man. Like this is the Ryan Free game, dude. We knew how good he was. If you watch the series in Houston when we were in the Children's Classic, I was watching this dude duel. You knew this guy could strike some people out. Like he was a good relief pitch, but man, dude, he just went on a tear in this game. Great, great performance, man. Ryan Free, you had yourself a night, dude. And the next day, we figured that since we got the series, we don't really need to be in Norman any longer. I get it. You want to get the hell out of Norman. What's there doing, Norman? Leave. So I get that. But I don't like the way that you lost. If you had been competitive and walked away with like little dignity, a little closer of a score, not get run ruled in the 8th inning like they did. They lost 12-2 against Oklahoma. I got the big hitters of the week, in this game with Gage Harrelson, 4 at bats, 3 hits, 1 run scored. Ty Coleman, 4 at bats, 1 hit, 1 run scored, and Gavin Cash, 4 at bats, 1 hit, and 0 runs scored. Not a great day at the plate for really anybody, even the guy Gavin Cash. Really struggled at the plate today, man, and or in that game. I don't know why I say today. Like I'm there right now. I don't know why I do that sometimes. Pitching. You got was it Jacob Rogers? Is it Jacob or Jesse Rogers? I'm sorry. I gotta look this up.
He got discombobulated after his
Yeah,
previous
I'm slipping up,
flub.
dude. This is an error on my behalf, you guys. I gotta make sure. I don't want to get
Buddy,
his name
you
wrong.
messing up like the team?
Yes, it's Jacob Rogers. Jacob Rogers.
Jacob
Yes,
Rogers.
here we go. I want to say like is Jesse Rogers or Jacob Rogers? I want to make sure. So yes, Jacob Rogers got the start on Sunday. Very similar line to the other guys. Every starting pitcher gave up at least 4 earned runs. No, they all gave up 4 earned runs. Actually, every starting pitcher gave up 4 earned runs. Jacob Rogers had 4 innings pitched, 4 hits, 4 earned runs, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts though. Not bad. not bad. Just wish wouldn't have given up so many dang runs. But hey, it is what it is. It's his first weekend start against
Hey, they won the
a pretty
series,
dang good
man.
OU team. Or
They won the series.
yeah,
Like
you won the
I understand, but they
series.
won the
Like
series.
you wanted to get the hell out of Norman. I get it. But you get run ruled in the eighth inning. It's not the way you want to go. I feel like Sunday losses feel like you lost the whole series. Like even though you won the first two, you lose on Sunday. You can't like the weekend kind of gets a little spoiled. I I I would almost rather like you lose the first game and then you win the next two, or you have a rubber or Sunday games a rubber match.
I
But
get for
I
momentum
I would
reasons, buddy, but
almost
I mean, look, they won. They won.
yeah, like
And it
I'm
was
not sour about
what was
that
our
at
road
all.
record?
But
What was our road record again, Jonah, prior to, going on the road? What was it?
we
Can
were
you
one
remind
and
me?
six. We're 1-6 outside of Lubbock. That's what we were.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what
and
we were.
I
And
remember
what are we now?
you said like all I'm hearing, Jonas, we have a chance to tie our road record up, uh,
Yes, sir.
which we got close,
We got pretty
you know,
close, man. So,
got pretty close.
mm,
Away, we're
so
you know we're 4 in what 8?
what? Eight?
No,
Yeah. 4-7?
4 and
Let's
7.
see. It
Yeah,
was 2 games with Stanford. No, three. Yeah,
that's
three
two
with
games standard.
2 games with Stanford. It was three with North Dakota, but that was home. So, and then
Well, either
the
way,
three
you
with
you
Norman.
have a
So that's
better
five.
road
Yeah. So
record.
yeah, yeah. You got a
You've
better road
proven
record
that.
now for
I'm not
sure.
gonna sit here and math. I don't do that good. Uh, Um, but yeah, you prove that you can win on the road, yeah, which is awesome. And
Against quality opponents, no
against
less,
quality
too.
opponents, yeah. Oklahoma kind of struggling this year. They are last in the Big 12, so but then again, they are playing in the Big 12, so there's a lot of good teams in the Big
So
12. So
yeah, there's.
we'll take that however you want it. And they were in the College World Series a year ago, and they did have some guys who returned from that team. So you know, take it as it is. But you followed that great performance up with a really good outing against Grand Canyon. This one felt a lot sweeter to me, based off of last year when you lost those. You had a 2-game series against Grand Canyon in Phoenix,
Mhm.
Arizona, and you lost both of them, which made your RPI just drop. And Grand Canyon had a really good year last year. Their head coach from that season's now at USC as their head coach. And but this definitely feels very, very sweet that you're able to get 2-game sweep over Grand Canyon in the middle of the week. I would have actually been very distraught if we had lost either one of these. If we had split this series,
Mhm.
I would have been a little upset.
Yeah, I don't blame you for that.
But yeah, you had a really, really good outing. Ty in the first game, this was on Tuesday. Ty Coleman, 4 at bats, 2 hits, 2 runs scored, 3 RBIs. Really good day at the plate for Ty Coleman. Let me look at what did Gavin Cash? Hey, Gavin Cash, really solid day. 1 run scored, 1 hit, 2 RBIs, 1 walk, one and struck out 1 time, and but yeah, you had a really productive day on the mounds, or on the at the plate for Texas Tech hitting. I didn't really want to go over too many stats. I'm literally just reading them off right now, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
not
for
too
sure.
bad, not too shabby.
A
And
game of
on the
chess.
mound,
And
yeah, on the
what's our
mound
overall record now?
you had Tabor Fast who pitched 6 total innings, was really dueling. It's 72 total pitches. Got his first win of the season. But yeah, he gave up just 2 hits, one earned run, 3 walks, 4 strikeouts off of 72 total pitches, really solid. And Brandon Beckel, man, just doing his thing, man. He just refuses to like give a crooked number in any of the innings he pitches. That's just how good Brandon Beckel is. Pitched 2 innings, gave up 3 hits, 0 earned runs, 0 walks, 2 strikeouts, off of
Mm.
37 total pitches. So yeah, really good and uh, midweek effort and relief for Brandon Beckel. And then Kyle Robinson came to finish it off. He pitched 1 full inning, 0 hits, 0 earned runs, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts off of 19 pitches. So not a bad effort.
What's our overall record now? Currently,
Our overall record, my friend, is
as it stands
as it
at the
stands
moment.
on April 20th, 2023. We are 27-12. 6-6 in conference.
27-12. Okay, not bad. Even number.
Yes.
Pretty in a difficult conference. I like it. Would we be like a third seed in the tourney? I don't know.
Yeah, unfortunately, college baseball does not work that way. Um,
I
Texas
know.
Tech is currently sixth in the Big 12 right now. Yeah, sixth in the Big 12 with a 6-6 record. Um, yeah, we are, but nobody's running away with the in conference right now. Texas currently sits at number one. They are 8-4 on the season in Big 12 play, and then followed by Kansas State. They're having a pretty damn good year in baseball as well, man. Like, damn, like can K State? Can you just suck at something? Golly, I'm tired of this, dude. Just suck at
There used to be a
something, man.
time. There used to be a time where they
Yeah,
truly did suck at everything, and now they're actually pretty good.
they're having a really
They
good
used to.
baseball year. They had a tremendous football year,
They
great
did.
basketball year. K State, can you just suck at something, dude? Like, why are you making everyone else look bad? You're making all the ADs in the Big 12 look bad. Like, just stop, bro.
Yeah,
Golly, get
you're
it.
supposed to be the little
Being
brother
too
that we're allowed to beat
spoiled,
up
no?
on. Dang it.
At least in baseball, right? Like,
At least,
um,
gosh.
but yeah, follow K State TCU at 7-5 in Big 12 play. West Virginia at 5-4. Oklahoma State at 8-7. Texas Tech at 6-6. Kansas at 5-7. Baylor at 5-10, and Oklahoma at 4-8 in Big 12 play. Texas Tech will host Baylor in Lubbock this weekend, which I hope is a sweep. You know, I think if you really want to get your get like to rise up in the Big 12 rankings, at least in the Big 12 standings, you're gonna need to sweep Baylor. You know, like I really thought you should have swept Oklahoma this past weekend,
Mhm.
but obviously, fate out of other plans. But I think if you really want to rise up in this conference and you want to finish in the top three, you were projected to finish third. If you want to do that, like you're going to start needing to get sweeps over a team like Baylor and a team like Kansas, the ones who are currently beneath you right now. And you're going to need to show up in Morgantown when you have to go take on West Virginia out there. The good thing is, I mean, we've already played majority of our tough opponents. I think the toughest opponent we have left on our schedule right now is Kansas State, and so we've already kind of been battle tested this
Mhm.
this year. So the toughest team we have left is Kansas State, who I did not expect to have as good. Nobody expected to have as good of a year in baseball right now as they are having. They are 24-15 record right now. Oddly enough, Texas Tech actually has the most wins in their conference, but they're sixth in the conference. So, you know, that also has to stem from our non-conference play too. So, you know, glad, still happy though. Still puts a smile on my face. So we're winning in baseball, man. It's this team's really good, and I think we need to start having the conversation about Gavin Cash for Player of the Year. This past week, Texas Tech swept the Big 12. Sorry, where is my mind going today, dude? I have no idea, but yeah, we swept the Big 12 honors, the Big 12 weekly awards. Ryan Free was pitcher of the week, Gavin Cash was player of the week, and Gage Harrelson was the newcomer of the week. Man, it was quite the spectacular outing for the guys, and I'm super happy for all of them, and just really glad that we can move into the Baylor series, and hopefully come away with sweep. Before we go though, I want to get your good vibe of the week. We almost missed that segment.
We almost
But we
did.
don't,
We
man. We're
almost
we're
did.
we're too professional to miss that segment, you know.
Good vibes. Vibe of the week. Oh,
Yes,
bro, I
Zuni,
had one.
go ahead and do you want me to lead it off?
I had one. Yeah, go ahead and lead off because I did have
Okay.
one. I just
Because my good vibe, and this is a banger, dude, a certified
let
banger,
me
if
hear
you
it.
will.
Let me hear it.
Uh,
Certified banger. Okay.
my good vibe of the week is when you're with your friends or some really close relatives, guys you really like being around, and you're having just a casual conversation. You're in public, or just sitting at the house, or whatever it is. You're around people you really like and really want to be around, and you just crack the funniest joke ever, where it has people are just rolling pissing themselves, crying, because you said just the perfect thing in that moment that just made everyone bust out laughing, and you're just sitting there feeling like a G, just feeling amazing, dude. So like that is my good vibes vibe of the week, when you just say the perfect thing or make the perfect joke and all your friends are just busting out laughing. That is my good vibes vibe of the week, man. That's like I said, man, banger, dude. Zuni, follow that up, man. Try to
Hard
at
to beat
least.
that, to be honest with you. But I mean, I'm gonna stick with the hygiene. I'm gonna say a nice hot shower after a long day. You know, or maybe you just got off of work, or maybe you were hanging out all day, cracking jokes, having a good vibe, good moment, such as Jonah said earlier. And you get home and you finally, get in the shower, take a nice hot one, and just rinse away all the filth and the demons away, and you feel good and refreshed. I'm gonna go with that. Yeah. Does anyone ever feel bad after a shower? Truly, truly.
Can't say I do, man. I always feel refreshed. And I know you definitely feel refreshed with what you do
I
in the
feel,
shower.
yeah,
Um
absolutely.
uh but yeah, that's a solid one. A little basic, not gonna lie. I feel like that's a Nesto type answer right there.
I had to fill in for the boy, man. I mean,
Feeling for the
he's
boy.
struggling out there. He's struggling out there. I get it, New
Yeah,
Mexico, man.
selling crystal is hard, man. I get it. In this economy,
It's
yeah.
difficult, man. It's
Yeah.
difficult. I wonder if he has to throw a story with it, say like it takes away bad energy. You know,
I don't know.
I don't
I don't
know.
know,
People
man.
like their
Yeah.
crystals. Like they like their rocks. Shout out to Ty. He likes his
Yeah.
rocks.
Likes his rocks. Yes, yes. Ty likes his rocks. Shout out to the boy Ty, by the way. Shout out to the boy, man. Actually saw him this
So
past weekend. Yeah, he's doing very well,
wait,
man. Yeah,
heck
yeah.
yeah.
Um,
But
but yeah, do you
yeah,
have any other final thoughts before we go and wrap this one up, my friend?
nah, shout out to my cat, shout out to spring. It's finally here upon us and ready for that sweat and all those uncomfortable spots. But at least it's not cold in it, anymore. So yeah.
I miss the cold, man, till
Yeah,
November.
Jonah, you're tripping, bro. You're crazy. You should go live in Minnesota or something, man. The wind chill up there is, below zero, so
So I have family
perfect
that
for
lives
you,
in
lad.
Minnesota. I got family that lives up there.
Oh
Yeah, they
God.
they love it though.
Oh, I
Love it
bet.
out there.
You gotta be crazy to live up there.
A little bit, a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I've never been to Minneapolis. I'm sure it's a great city, but I'll tell you right now, I'm not going in December.
Yeah, that's
I'll go
100%
in
true.
July if I'm not going in December. But you know, uh, I still prefer cold weather over hot weather because it's
You're
easier to get
bugging.
warmer than it is to get cooler.
You're bugging.
Oh,
Screw that.
I've been in this just muggy, just because especially in Texas, like it's just the summer's so long, dude. Like it's hot for so long here.
Don't
I
you
don't
live
like
close to
that, dude. I
Austin
want like
area?
seasons. I want like actual seasons, man.
You probably live in one of the better like weather areas in the Austin area, man. You don't get as much humidity. I mean, you still
So no,
do,
yeah,
but
we
not as
do. What are you
much.
talking about? It's like
You don't get as
83%
much.
humidity, like in the summer.
It's not the worst,
Like
man.
95 degrees, like 80%
Compared to
humidity
like a
out there.
Houston, man. Compared to like a Houston, at least
Yeah, those, yeah,
y'all get more
that's
wind, that's for sure.
it. Definitely built it. Yeah, they do get more wind, don't they? But they are right next to the ocean, so they get a lot of humidity out there.
And
Yeah.
y'all have more lakes closer to y'all. That's for
Um.
sure.
Yeah.
Y'all
Yeah. It's
do.
been a lot of time.
Y'all
I'm
do.
actually looking forward to spending a lot of time
I will say
on the
it.
lake.
Pet peeve grinds my gears. Too many people tubing. Too many people tubing. I can't get a nice relaxed tube when I'm, butt to butt with from people to people. It's cool, but dang, man. Ugh, whatever though. That's just my thing. Too many people tube.
You know what? Since we're on the pet peeves now, I got one for summer. Mosquitoes.
That's the worst, man.
Look,
Don't even get
I'm
me
gonna drop
started.
one. I'm gonna drop an F bomb. Fuck mosquitoes, dude.
Bruh, you
Golly.
better bleep that for a
I'm no,
family program.
I'm leaving it
No.
in. I'm leaving it in, Suni. I'm leaving it in. Uh,
uh,
but yeah,
gosh.
fuck mosquitoes. I hate that. It's the worst part
Yeah,
about
I
summer.
can't blame you, man. Can't
Absolute
blame
worst
you.
part about summer. Um, but
You don't really get mosquitoes in Lubbock, I'll tell you that. We get them, but
I
not
noticed
really.
that. I noticed that. You know, you
It's
get
really
like
nice.
bugs, but like, yeah, you really don't get
You get
ton
more
of the
gnats than
mosquitoes.
anything. It's kind of what I've noticed. But gnats can get annoying because you know how they form in like that little cloud area
Yeah, yeah. Like
sometimes?
you
Yeah.
walk through that, you just got like a bunch in your
Ugh,
eyes. That's
disgusting.
yeah. It's not fun. Not a fun
Nasty.
feeling.
Not at all.
But I guess that's going to go ahead and wrap up our podcast. Thank you all so much for tuning in. We really appreciate you guys listening. Remember to keep the vibes high, the guns up. For Nathan Zuniga, I'm Jonah Young saying so long, and we'll see you next time here on the Lone Raider Podcast.
Bye-bye.